absolutely devastating.
Oh! This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this podcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match. Well, what's up, everybody? I messed up, played the wrong intro, but it'll be all right. Got to hear a little JKO tell us all to kiss his ass, but I love that part. I crack up every time I hear him say do that thing, and it's just my dad's face, because my dad is just happy as hell and having a blast, so it's always awesome. But that was the wrong intro. That was the intro for the wrestling show. But anyway, I'm Chris Gonzo'S. Welcome to Gonzo'S Sports Room. Joined by Jay McLovin. How's it going, Jay?
Well, you know what they say. All things lead back to Jay McLovin. And, it's been an interesting day. It's been a very interesting day. And we're going to cover a myriad of things, but, now
it's working. There we
go. The Astros won today. Great. Yankees won today, which I needed them to win because they were playing the Angels. That was great. And then the Dallas Stars were dominating the Wild until me and you started talking, and then it went to shit. Now they're like 4-3.
I know you're trying to blame it on me.
I'm not blaming it on you. I'm just saying that the shoe fits. Sometimes you got to wear the damn thing, and I feel like we were doing good, and then I started talking to you, and then within 3 minutes of talking to you, I looked back up, and it's 4-3, and it was 4-1. So. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not saying I'm clairvoyant, but I could put 2 to 2 together and realize that it comes down to you.
What size is the shoe?
Size it says. I'm gonna put it up your a-hole.
Hey,
but it's been a good day, man. Hey, honestly, it's been a good. Not so much so for Frankie, but it's been pretty all right.
Look at this advertisement for a beard manicure kit, Dustin.
Hey, man, let me tell you, I need to go down there and get it re-edged up. I'm looking kind of scruffy right now, so I got to knock that out tomorrow. But I appreciate you pointing it out. But what a time to be alive, man. Honestly, Max Scherzer. Can we talk Max Scherzer for a minute?
I want to talk about that because that sounds – did you hear his side of the story?
Yeah.
He says that there was a Major League Baseball person there watching him the whole time, every time he went and washed his hands. So if that's true, how do you suspend him if you see him doing everything that you're telling him to do, and the umpire's still saying it ain't right?
But let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. I get what you're saying, but I want to go a little deeper, even just that, even more so to prove your point. Really, truthfully, I'm actually going to make your point. There's been, I think, 4 times, since they've been checking hands and whatnot, that people have been ejected, and Scherzer just happens to be the 4th person. But I find it interesting that each and every person that was ejected was by the same guy, that Curio guy. He's the same for every single one. Yeah. I'm just saying, oh, by the way, Dallas got to go. So I'm going to need you not to talk for a while. Let me just take the show from here. No, I'm kidding. But no, seriously, I find it, do you find it interesting that it's the same guy? I almost think maybe it's a witch hunt. Do you think it's a witch, or in your case, maybe a leprechaun
hunt? I muted myself.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive, man. By the way, the kid that's in that commercial that sit on the stairs and says, what a time to be alive at the end, you stole that shit from me. You owe me some money. But anyway. I'm just saying. But Gonzo, from your perspective, do you find that weird?
I do think that's awful. It is weird, for lack of a better word, because
let me ask you this. Would you even go as far as
out of all the umpires and all the games that are played, there's only been 4 people that's been ejected for this, and it's all by the same guy. That, I mean, something don't add up there. That don't make no
Let's
sense.
back a little bit further.
Let's
back a little further. The third inning, they check his, or no, the third inning they make him switch out his glove. So then he brings another glove. And then the fourth inning is when they checked his glove again, and they quote unquote said they found the sticky substance. Now, I gotta kind of believe what he said. He goes, I'd have to be an idiot to put the on my hands. I mean, and that's true. You'd have, look, number one, like you said, they're watching him wash his hands. Number one. Number two, he had to change out his glove. Number three, like you said, number three was it's the same guy that did all the rest of the job. So I mean, you really would, like you said, have to be an idiot.
And they made him wash his hands like 2 or 3 times. It wasn't just once. And he said there was a
according to him, he says it's the rosin.
An MLB person standing there with him the whole time, watching him.
And then he says, look, it was the rosin, which I got to believe it. Look, if you're sweating and you got rosin, because you know they put rosin on their hands, so naturally there's going to be, if you put it on your hands, it's going to be in your glove. So I kind of believe what he's saying. Yeah, okay, rosin, water is going to make a pasty-like substance. So I get that.
I think what it is, the main thing, and I don't know why for one, it don't make no sense. It's just one umpire. But if anything, I think it's the MLB is wanting to try to put a stop. I think a lot of these guys were using their own rosin bags and not using the rosin that's on the mound. I think they wanted everybody to just use the rosin on the mound and not any other rosin. And I think I don't understand why it's always this same guy. That don't make no sense. That could be the only thing I could see that the Major League Baseball can maybe be complaining about. Like, it's like, hey, let's everybody use the same rosin that's out on the mound, not have your own. But I mean, even that, to me, rosin should be rosin.
I mean, exactly. I mean, is it one rosin any different than the other rosin? I mean, is there some kind of super material it makes up these rosins? I mean, it's almost like weird. I mean, is there like a cocaine side effect? I don't know. I'm just asking. White shit looks like white shit. I don't know.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens, because it's supposed to be like a automatic 10-game suspension.
No, again, yeah, Dustin, we're tracking that. That's what I'm saying. Scherzer saying that the rosin in his glove mixed with the sweat is what is giving that sticky, I guess, effect.
First they said his hand was sticky, made him go wash his hand. Then it was the glove.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I just think it's weird. I almost feel like it's a witch hunt.
It just seems, it seems a little strange that it's only one umpire out of all the umpires you have in the league and all the games that are played.
Hey, all I'm saying is Scherzer's a cheater. If you're gonna say the Astros are cheater, y'all better keep that same. Y'all better keep that same damn energy. And by the way, Frankie, don't think I wasn't paying attention. Watch this. Hey, Gonzo, can you tell me one of the other guys that was ejected? One of the other 4 players that was ejected? I bet you Frankie can tell you.
I'm going to say it's a Yankee just because of the way.
Oh, it's a Yankee, all right. It's a Yankee. It was Herman. Herman was ejected for having a substance on his hand. So I don't know what Frankie's talking about. Well, Jay, in the World Series, this guy had an illegal bat. Yeah, well, what about Herman? I just want consistency, Gonzo. I want consistency. I want Frankie on the show right now so I can give him an earful. And, come on. Look, if you're going to give me the buzzer beater shit, which I'm okay. Hey, look, I got fair game, whatever. But give me the same damn consistency. That's all. Koozie. I love that name, Koozie, because, it goes around your beer glass. So it's like, what a crazy name is that? Wow. He said he was the main umpire behind banning it. Yeah. That's what me and Gonzo were just saying. But yeah, Herman. So, hey, don't let these people out there tell you. Yeah, there you go, baby. No pun intended, right? No pun intended. But hey, Gonzo, I'm just saying, all these guys out here talking about cheating. If people don't, people got to understand, baseball is one of the dirtiest games when it comes to cheating. You just don't know about all the stuff that probably goes on in these clubhouses, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. At some level.
Yeah, and no, I agree. I mean, they're always trying to one up each other. Everybody's trying. If you can find an advantage, they're going to try to take it. We've seen it in all pro sports, not just baseball. Baseball might be a little more just because all the strategy behind baseball. I don't know. I'm not going to call him a cheater till I want to see what comes out of this investigation and appeal and everything. Because to me, it just seems kind of strange if there was an MLB person in there watching him do everything that they're asking him to do, and it's still not good enough. Something's off.
Without killing a dead horse, hey guys, let me ask you this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Dustin, no, I like that. I think it was good for the Reds that Green signed. He might have signed a little too soon because I think he's going to have a pretty good year this year. He was pitching pretty good this last game again, but then he got hit in the leg, had to be taken out of the game. But no, I was glad that the Reds signed Green to an extension. We talked, I think, it was earlier today that we talked about it, didn't we, Jay?
Yeah, no, it was.
No, and Jay knows.
No, we talked about them in the afternoon show today, didn't we?
Yeah, and Dustin knows too. I'm a big Hunter Green fan. I've been watching him since he was in the minors. I'm not going to pick up the bobblehead like I did earlier. I had him by his head. And Mike used it like you said. That looked kind of weird, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I'm glad that the Reds signed him. Reds got blue.
Matter of fact, hey, Gonzo, I was the one that asked you about that this afternoon when I said about your boy getting the extension. Yep. And then that's when you said Hunter Green. That's when he picked up the bobblehead.
Yeah, I thought it was.
What a time to be alive.
Reds beat the Rays on Tuesday, and then they blew him out in the last 2 nights. 2 days, the Rays have blew the Reds out. We got last I looked, we was down 8-0 in the 8th inning. I was like, I'm done watching that.
Hey, John Monroe. John Monroe. Why does that name sound so weird when I say it so fast? John Monroe is joining us. Says evening,
John. Thanks for joining us.
By the way, we're John. If you since you weren't here in the earlier part of the show, we labeled this show "Evening with the Leprechaun." So,
wow.
You're in for a real treat tonight. Let me tell you, we got a lot of things planned to talk about. No, but seriously, let me ask you a question. I know we kind of have beaten this so much in the ground, but I was talking with one of my friends out here in the parking lot. Me and him, talk sports every once in a while and things of that nature. And we were talking about Barry Bonds, and I brought up this, and I asked him. I said, "Let me ask you a question. Do you think Barry Bonds is really the true home run champion?" And I asked him that because I wanted to get his perspective on it. And I said, "Let me ask you this: Hank Aaron got 755 without ever putting a needle in his arm. Let me ask you this.
That we know of.
Well, exactly. Well, look, this guy came out of the Negro Leagues. Let me tell you something. Hank didn't put that shit in his arm. Look.
I don't think he did.
No. Hey, I understand this is the evening of the leprechaun, but I'm not going to let you do that.
Listen,
let me
finish.
This man
I don't think he did either.
Why'd you say it? Yes,
because I had to get Jay going. I had to get you going.
Let me ask, but on a real tip. So he gets 755, steroid free. Where would he be if he had done steroids? I guarantee you he'd probably be over 800. Because think about it. The only difference between Bonds and Hank is that Bonds was juicing. But what does juicing do? Juicing gives you power. Maybe it helps you with your bat speed to swing the ball faster, harder. Your exit velocity is much greater because Hank Aaron and Barry Bonds are both excellent contact hitters. Both of them have the great swing. The only difference between Barry Bonds and Hank Aaron was the chemically induced steroids. So let me ask you this. I really got to believe. And again, number one, I've always said this. Hey, you're allowed to come in. You're allowed to have but when it comes to records, I do get a little touchy with the records because I feel like Hank would have destroyed it had he been allowed to do steroids. I really do. I think, and that's why I think Gonzo, I think there's a little bit of an unfair advantage in the record, or a little bit of a disparage in the record. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying, but you know how I feel about this.
Think about it. I mean, honestly, if we put some juice in Hank's arm,
I understand what you're saying.
Where would he be?
I understand what you're saying, but also, I don't hold it against these guys because Major League Baseball knew it was going on and they were.
No! Trust me, I'm good with them. I'm good with the roids. No, we're not even going that direction. The direction I'm going in is, should the records? It's almost like this. I think there should be an asterisk next to his name because of the fact it's an unfair advantage. Both of these guys, the same great mechanical hitting styles. One had an advantage of being able to hit the ball just a little bit further because of how much was going through his body, the exit because of the steroids. Look, let's not get around that. You know what I'm saying? That's where I think there's an issue.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But I just don't know. You start getting in that, you're going to have asterisks by a lot of things. And then.
And again, hey, listen, I get that. I just think when it comes to the Hall of Fame, when it comes to things like that, let the guy in. But when it comes to records,
I could also make the argument, Jay, because that he didn't have that big of an advantage because a lot of the pitchers was on the stuff as well. So you see what I'm saying? So you had,
but okay. Can we at least meet in the middle on this?
The pitchers that Aaron was facing, what was, as we know, wasn't on that stuff. So you know what I'm saying?
All right, watch this. Okay, I got you. So let's meet in the middle. I'll compromise, but I need a little compromise from you. We'll meet in the middle on this. Can we agree? If Hank Aaron was doing steroids, that there is a damn good chance and possibility that Barry doesn't catch him.
There could be a chance. I'll compromise on that.
You know what? That's all I'm saying. I'm saying that Barry had an unfair and chemically induced. Now, let me say this: technology is a great thing. It is. If you would say if he was not doing steroids and Barry Bonds was just in the gym like a gym rat and just pushing it out. And look, then you can say, you know what? It is what it is. But when you put a chemical in your body, and I understand what the effects of steroids does to a person. Trust me, I've been in the gym long enough, and I've hung out with a lot of people that did steroids, and I've seen the strength that they were able to put on in a very short period of time. And it's incredible. It's incredible. And that's why I say I feel like Barry had an unfair advantage because he was able to build himself his strength level more than what Hank was because he had a chemical going through his body. And I feel like Hank had he had that same chemical, because again, if he had that same chemical, just keep it even playing field. That's all I'm asking for is an even playing field. That's it. But again, I'm not trying to take it from Barry. I mean, the guy's got the record, but I feel like in my heart of hearts that there's a damn good possibility that had Hank had the opportunity to put that same juice in his body, that we're talking Barry Bonds in the home run record. That's all I'm saying.
Well, first of all, hey, how's it going? Hey,
I'm sorry. My bad. I know you're going back. Billy!
And Dustin says Hank Aaron admitted to using steroids in 1968.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 to 5. Could you imagine what that number would be on my hand?
That's coming from the stat guy.
You might listen. Just because let me tell you something about stat guy. Just because Wikipedia says something doesn't always mean it's true.
You might like this one.
You know what? I would. Oh, hold on. That's another conversation I want to have with you too. That again, same guy, same. Again, we're gonna talk about that here in one second. Elijah one. You know what? I'm good with that. Because you know why? Olajuwon, a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of the players in the NBA that play at that position actually hire Olajuwon to come in and train them, on all the different moves that he has. So he actually has a really good rapport with players. He knows how to develop players. So you know what? Hey, I'm good with that. I'm good with Sam Cassell because I feel like the same thing with Sam Cassell. But I find it interesting that Olajuwon is interviewing for the head coach. You got to remember too that Rudy Tomjanovich, the Rockets head coach, was also a former Rockets player. So hell, if you're going to give Steve Nash, Jason Kidd these opportunities, why not give Olajuwon the damn opportunity? I mean, seriously. By the way, and people aren't ready for this conversation, but I'm gonna throw this out there anyway. I want you to imagine, Gonzo. Let me take you on a quick trip, if I may. Very, very quick. A young scout goes to the country of Nigeria. Sees a very large Nigerian, right at 7 feet tall, and says, "Hey, I'd like to bring you to the United States. Oh, and by the way, this round object, this is the reason why I'm bringing it here. You probably don't know what this is, but here." And then the same guy comes to the States, takes said ball, learns how to play the game at the highest level for the first time in his life. Could you imagine? Because a lot of people will tell you this. You say, well, where does Olajuwon fit on the all-time list? And every damn list I've ever seen has Olajuwon somewhere between 11 and 13, which I think is complete and total horse shit. And I'm going to tell you why. Could you imagine if Olajuwon, like Shaq, Michael Jordan, Pippen, all these basketball legends, right? Could you imagine if he had the basketball in his hands from the time he was a kid growing up? Where would he be? How much better would he have been? This dude literally took a ball from day one in college and transformed himself. Could you imagine how much? I mean, I'm just asking the question. It's crazy. And then you got to think he was the first hybrid center, right? We all know that Shaq's the great center of all time because that's what he is. He's strictly a post player. But Olajuwon played in the post, played on the baseline, played anywhere you wanted. He had any number of moves. He could go left, right, up, down. He could do 5 different moves before he even scored the ball and broke your ankles 3 times.
Oh, no. Olajuwon was nasty. I watched him a lot.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes I feel like a lot of people don't. I think Olajuwon is very, very underrated when you got to imagine the amount of time that he had to learn the game. And then you want me to go against Michael Jordan and all these guys that have been playing, the game of basketball forever? Could you imagine that? That's got to be incredibly crazy.
Oh yeah, no, I agree, and I think that I don't have a problem with them hiring him as a coach. Why not give him a chance? See what he can do. He's a legend. He's a legend in Houston as well. So I think it would be good. And I think Sam Cassell would be good as well. So either one of the guys I think would be good because people are going. I mean, they're going to respect Olajuwon, the players on that team, and that's the main thing you have to have as a coach is the players' respect. And I think even though he don't have a whole lot of coaching experience, he can come in with that respect because of who he is and why. Why he meant to Houston basketball as well. So.
And it's funny. You know what's funny is like where my parents live. It's funny. It's like where my parents live. Like I would say probably about 100 yards. If you went 100 yards to the right of my dad's front yard, there's a big ass. It's probably at least 30, 40 acres worth of land, and it's all forestry. It's all trees, whatever. And all that land is owned by Akeem Olajuwon. Like that dude owns a lot of property in Houston. And it's not even property. Well, it is property, but it's all just different acreages of forest. And I think he's doing that because when they want to go in there and build and stuff, he's going to sell that. But it's crazy. But my dad tells me all the time when I come into when I travel the neighborhood, he's like, Akeem Olajuwon owns that over there.
So it's just he has a lot of that undeveloped property. And
Oh
you can
yeah,
make a lot of, you can make
dude,
money
he's
off
got
that.
yeah. And when they go in there and they get ready to start building them strip malls, he's just gonna rake in the money. Just rake it in, man. But I just thought it was funny because every time I go there, my dad feels like he lives next door to Akeem because Akeem owns the rights to the land. He's like, yeah, man, I live next door. No, you don't, Dad. You live next door to a bunch of trees that Olajuwon has the title to.
Hey, leave your dad alone. Let him have his little bit of glory that he lives.
I don't know. Listen, I love my pops. I love my pops, but you think my dad was waiting on his season tickets or something? It's damn funny. But anyway, what does Dustin say? Aaron was in the midst of a long slump, so when a teammate offered him a greenie amphetamines, he accepted it. Dustin, I want to know your sources. Aaron once admitted taking performance-enhancing drugs. It was a throwaway line in his autobiography during the '68 season. Aaron was in the midst of a long slump. Look, man, hey, you can say, you know what? I don't like this.
I don't like this.
I don't like this one bit.
Hey,
I'm about to put Dustin in timeout.
Hey, Jay, since you don't like this,
fuck this. I'm about to put him in timeout.
Wait, since you don't like this, look at Nate's.
I know. I was just about to put him in timeout too. He said, "You seeing the stars right now?" Hey, listen, my star. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong because I've been talking. I was watching out my side eye, but I believe they're up 6-3 right now. I got to go back and look at it. I want to say they're up.
Sure,
It's 6-3 in the second. So, they're actually going into the third because they're intermission right now. So yeah, Nate, my boys, man, we're kicking ass right now. And you know who we play? If we beat the Minnesota Wild, I got to go play Mickey Delaney's freaking Kraken if they can win that one.
Hey, Dustin said they sent us an article on our phones.
No, hey, Dustin, there's very few people I will doubt when it comes to reporting information. You're like Adam Schefter. I don't listen. If Dustin says something, I know that shit's legit. So I'm not doubting you. Hey, Dustin, I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying you could have let me have my moment.
Fucking Minnesota has cut it to 8 points. I need Denver to win by at least 9, but it's still in the third quarter.
Hey! Stop trying to piss in your depends. It's not over yet, guy. They'll score. Come down.
Looking a little rough right now. Well, that's what I'm watching right now. Ooh,
but I just got that article from Dustin too.
So, what do you think about the? We haven't really talked to NBA yet. What do you think about the Lakers coming out with a lackluster performance tonight? You're playing. Well,
yeah,
playing a Grizzlies team without Ja Morant, and they just didn't. The Lakers didn't come out with any energy.
Well, I'll tell you who did. Yeah, exactly. They did not come out with energy. You hit the nail on the head when you said they didn't come out with energy. AR-15.
They looked flat tonight. And,
they looked well. You know who did? No, there were two players that did not look flat to me. The rest of the team absolutely, unequivocally was flat. I thought Braun did good. I thought Hachimura.
Yeah, had a good game.
I thought they did well.
Anthony Davis was terrible,
bro. Anthony, look, you.
Flat terrible.
Like, I don't know, man. Was he still? And I was going to ask you that. Was he still dealing with the stinger? You think? Was there any lingering effects? You think that from game one, maybe he might have still been lingering with, or do you, like you said, do you think that maybe he's just tired because he's been playing a shit ton?
Now it's a 3-point game, but yeah, yeah, dude. I don't know. It to me felt like the Lakers just thought since Morant was out and you had Adams missing and you have another guy. They had another one of their key guys missing. That they were just going to walk in there and Memphis was just going to hand it to them. And Memphis came out fired up, ready to play, and the Lakers wasn't. And then they just could never recover enough to get back and really have a chance to win that game. I think it was a big loss. Anytime you have a team with missing their star player, in the playoffs, you got to take advantage of that. And so it could be a loom to be a big loss in this. So it's going to be interesting to see. I never thought the Lakers was going to sweep the series anyway. So you know what I mean. So I
had them at 5-1. I had the Lakers in 5-1, but you know, a lot of people. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I had the Grizzlies in 6 as well as
the Grizzlies in 6
before the series started.
Okay. You know that you're not off basis, honestly, with that, and I don't know if Frankie wants to hear this or not, but it is, you know, if you got to look at the history of this Memphis Grizzlies team. This is the same Memphis Grizzlies team when Ja Morant was out for 11 games. Yeah. They didn't miss a beat. They were playing good, strong basketball even without Ja.
They were close to upsetting the Warriors without Ja.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So even though Ja's not there, and that is, look, let's not discount that. That's still a big thing. But this team has enough star power, has enough chemistry, and good coaching to where they can overcome not having Ja. They really can. The Lakers, on the other hand, they don't have that luxury. They don't. AD has to play his role. He's got to perform. AR-15 has to perform. You know, these guys can't take games off. They have to play at that level. And I'm sorry, it is unacceptable the way AD played. It's just unacceptable. Look, if you want to be the guy, if you want to be this, you know, the guy that they're saying, you know, a lot of people are saying that, you know, LeBron is not, you know, your number one guy there. It's AD. Bron is the number 2 guy at this point in his career. This is AD's, you know, time to take over.
It should be AD's time, but
it is, and he's not doing it.
Yeah, he hasn't stepped
up.
Or
let's just say he's being inconsistent. Let's say he's being inconsistent because AD has shown up.
There's times,
and there's times when he hasn't.
There's times when he looked real good, but he didn't look good tonight.
Bro, he went 4 of 14.
Yeah.
Russell, and let's not just give D'Angelo Russell a free pass here.
Oh, no, yeah, he has played better as well.
Let's not give D'Angelo Russell a free pass, okay? Well, D'Angelo Russell, honestly, and Gonzo, I don't know how you feel about this. My opinion on D'Angelo is this guy has played really good basketball since he left LA. Since he left LA, he was playing that's why they brought him back, because he was playing good basketball. And ever since he's been with LA, he hasn't shown up yet. I'm still waiting for D'Angelo Russell to come and be ready to play. And I'm sorry, the dude went what? What did he go? He went 2 for 11 for 5 damn points? What? And then AR-15 goes 5 of 12? What? You can't do this. You can't play like this. You don't have that luxury. And I'll tell you now. I look. You can say, well, everybody has an off night. Okay, I'll give you that. They're gonna go back to. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gonzo. They're getting ready to go back to LA now. So now they're going back to because I guess was it Crypto Arena now? It was Staples. Now I guess it's Crypto.com or whatever. They're going back to crypto. So they got to regroup. And if I'm Bron, I'm telling these guys, look, guys, you know, as a leader of this team, y'all need to play. AD, get your head out of your ass and let's go. AR-15, yo, bro. Okay, you had your one. Now I need you back. What I'm getting at is Bron needs to pull these guys in and have a team meeting and say, look, we need to capitalize on these moments. We can't let these moments go by the wayside. It's almost like they don't have that. There's no, and I'm sorry. There's no. This is the one thing I've said. Mamba mentality. People throw that shit around left, right, up, and down. Bron does not have Mamba mentality. He doesn't. Neither does AD. They don't. They just don't. And that's why Mamba was special, because this dude lived and breathed competitive basketball, and he took that shit personally. Like he took it personally. You know,
he didn't take nights off
personally.
He didn't take nights off. And
No.
here's another thing, Jay. I was thinking about this earlier, and I said something to Dad about it earlier before he went to work. Look at all these injuries we have to star players in the playoffs right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait, no, listen. And then look at all you hear about in the regular season is load management. I'm sitting out games, so I'll be healthy for the playoffs. And we're getting the playoffs, and all these guys are getting hurt. So what good is load management doing you?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
You come in, you're getting hurt anyway. So I mean, that's just to me. It's load management. Load management has just turned into an excuse not to play, because I mean, how can you say it's helping all these players, but then we got all these stars that are out.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's actually a really good point, because, and I wanted to make sure before I spoke out of my butt that I was saying the right thing. Yep, they did. So the Bucks beat the Heat tonight. Now, again, the Heat did not have Hero. Hero's out with but you know who the Bucks didn't have?
They didn't have Giannis.
Exactly.
They blew the Heat out.
They still beat them by 16. They beat the Heat by 16 with no Giannis.
Yeah.
So I just want to tip my hat for a minute and give a nice salute to the Milwaukee Bucks for stepping up big time without your number one guy, man. Honestly, that's what you need to do. That's what championship teams are built on.
The Bucks look damn good tonight too.
Yeah, they did. They really did. But again, to your point, they didn't have their best guy, and they still went in there and handled it. And that's what the big teams do, and that's what the Lakers need to figure out. Honestly, because Memphis has it figured out. They don't need John Morant to win. They don't.
Yeah. No.
It would be nice to have John Morant, but they don't need him. By the way, that's another reason why John Morant's not NBA MVP. I still think that's Joker's award to win. By the way, Gonzo, I don't know if you differ from me on that, and you may. I think
Joker's the MVP. But,
I understand everybody's thinking Embiid, but
right now they're tied 79-79 in the third quarter.
Jeez Louise, man. What happened?
They let him back into the game.
What happened?
Karl Anthony Towns hitting some threes, and Denver's just not hitting shots here in the third quarter.
Wow.
Jokic just missed a free throw. Jokic just missed a fucking free throw.
Let me ask you this. So Kevin Love is now with the Heat. He only played 11 minutes at 4 points. He's listed as a power forward, but I almost think you could put him. Why is he not a starter? They got Robinson in there as a starter, but he only played 11 minutes.
Love.
And I guess the question I'm asking you specifically, though.
He don't look like Kevin Love anymore.
And that's what I wanted to ask you. Is it Kevin Love from Minnesota? Is that just a lost cause now?
I think so. He don't move like he used to, and tonight he was struggling just to keep a hold of the ball and not turn the ball over. He didn't look comfortable out there. I don't know if it's because he's not getting a lot of playing time, or I think it's a mixture of not getting a lot of playing time and a mixture of getting older.
It's sad to see that, because Kevin Love in Minnesota was so dominating. Yeah. He was so dominating with Minnesota. When he left to go to Cleveland, that was just the end of Kevin Love, in my opinion.
He had some good years in Cleveland.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Good years aren't like what I'm talking about. The way he was playing with Minnesota.
Oh no.
I'm talking about that Minnesota Kevin Love. When he went to Cleveland, it became an alternate version of himself.
Yeah, I agree.
Crazy.
He sacrificed some stuff so he could try to get a championship. And Dustin said he thinks Embiid gets it this year.
Finally. Finally, I can get Dustin. Dustin, you're mine. My pretty. My so pretty. My precious. You're mine. You're mine. Okay, you think Embiid. Okay, that's perfectly fine. You walked into my trap. I'm telling you, listen, it's Joker's MVP. He's going to get that third year in a row. And by the way, let me ask you this. If Embiid does get NBA MVP 3 years in a row, and could you imagine if he was able to win the NBA crown? At some point, when we start talking about NBA greats, when we start talking about top 5 all time, you got to think at some point Joker's got to start working his way into that conversation.
Well, especially if he has a deep playoff, if they go on a deep playoff run this year, if he can get them to the Western Conference Finals or even the NBA Finals, that's going to help. That's going to help his legacy a lot, because that's the one thing right now is that people will say, "Well, he puts up all these numbers in the regular season, but his team isn't going nowhere in the playoffs."
And he has no room to hide because all of his guys are there. And as long as they stay there, that he has no room to hide on that. And I got to be honest, I know everybody's on the Celtics, and rightfully so, and again, I've seen multiple reports where it says that, the Celtics are the favorite to win the title. But I'm telling you, Gonzo, this Denver team, as long as they stay healthy all the way through, they're not a team to take lightly.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No, I like Denver. And I'll tell you,
I really want Denver to win it. I want Denver to win it.
People better not take lightly. I'll tell you what, they impressed me last night, and that's the Los Angeles Clippers. If they can find a way to get through this series with the Suns without Paul George, and they get Paul George back,
that could be scary.
They could be scary because honestly, they should have won. They had chances to win that game last night. They were up double digits in the first half, and then from the end of about halfway through the second quarter, they let the Suns go on a run, tie it up before halftime, and then they just couldn't get no rhythm in the second half. Suns started double teaming Kawhi more, and they started struggling to score some. They were really missing Paul George a lot, but Devin Booker took over that game last night in the second half. That dude couldn't miss. But I'll tell you what, that Clippers team could be a scary team to play, especially if they get Paul George back.
Hey, no, I believe me, I'm with you, Nathaniel. Come on, Nate. Don't give in on your guy like that. Don't say it's fine if Embiid gets it. That's total complete horseshit. Billy, and by the way, I'm not even number one. I'm not a Denver Nuggets fan, and I really would like for the MVP. I know you're going to hate me when I say this, but I would like for the MVP to stay in the United States rather than being an overseas player. Get it? But you know what? Sometimes you got to be unbiased, and I'm sorry, that guy just flat out deserves it. Billy Buzz Smith says, "Damn straight, go Celtics." Freaking hate you, Billy. No, I don't. I'm totally teasing you. I'm totally teasing. But no, seriously, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't want Pride to have all these bragging rights if the Celtics get it, because God knows we'll never hear the end of it. And maybe that's why I want Denver to win it, just so everything stays status quo, calm and cool and collected. But I really think if they can win if they win the crown, he gets his third MVP. He gets Finals MVP. I mean, damn, son. At some point, I'm not going to put him in the top 5 just that easily, but I know he's in the top 10, and I do believe if he continues in the manner in which he's doing, that he will eventually work his way into the top 5.
Yeah, and you'll hear a lot more people saying his name for the top 10 and top 5 when, if he, like I said, if they go on a good playoff run this year. I think the narrative on him will start changing to what I think it should be, because I think he should be right up there as best player in the league. The dude can do a lot. Does he have some weaknesses? Yes, but everybody does. So I don't know. I like watching them play. They're in a battle right now. This game's going back and forth. I need them to start playing like they were in the first half and get back up to about a 10-point lead.
But let me ask you this: is there And I'm trying to look to see, but is there an NBA player all time in the whole history of the sport that has more than 2 NBA or has 3 consecutive MVPs?
I don't think.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so, and that's what worries me is I don't know if these writers that vote are going to want a guy to get it 3 straight times. But yeah, that's who I think should get it. Nate says he wants Joker to get a championship win. He already has 2 MVPs. Embiid, Damian says Embiid deserves the MVP title more than Jokic, in my opinion.
Bullshit.
In my opinion, Embiid has done a lot more than Jokic has done. He hasn't done a lot more. If he, I don't think he's done more of it. There's no way you could a lot more.
So just so we're tracking, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 6, Jordan has 5, Russell has 5, James has 4, Chamberlain has 4, Bird has 3.
I don't think any of them ever won.
But yeah, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think any of them have like back to back to back.
No. I'm about 95% sure that they have.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think is if he wins this MVP.
Well, I guess we were wrong because Stat Guy says Larry Bird and Bill Russell and Wilt are the only players to win MVP 3 straight years.
Okay, and again that's why we employed Stat Guy. Okay, that's why we employ him. But again, good job, Dustin. I appreciate the support, brother. I really do. So that puts him in very elite company, honestly, right? I mean, because it's damn hard, number one, to win the award, much less to win the award 3 times.
So yeah, especially
consecutively.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we'll see. We'll see where his career ends up. But I got to be honest with you. No matter what, Joker is going to be in that conversation. He's going to be top 75 at some point. I wonder who he kicks out of the top 75. Because you got to imagine somebody's going to get kicked out of it when he gets in, if he gets in there. And same thing with LeBron. LeBron's going to be top 75. Who does he kick out when he retires?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Billy says Larry Bird. I was going to say 84, 85, and 86.
Hey, can we put some respect on Larry Bird's name? I still feel like Larry Bird doesn't get the respect that he deserves.
You know what's funny about that? Because I agree with you, but me and Dad were actually talking about that earlier this evening. Because I told him, I said, to me, Bird's underrated.
Absolutely.
They don't give him the respect he deserves. People just want. I think they think of him just as a 3-point shooter, and he wasn't just a 3-point shooter. That dude could play.
Bro, he was more than just. He had defense. Honestly, truthfully, you know, I always relate everything to baseball. You know how in baseball you got a 5-tool player. That's like your complete guy. Bird was a 5-tool guy. He was a 5-tool guy, and in those 5 tools, he accelerated in 3 of those categories. Honestly.
I'd have him in my top 5.
But people aren't ready for that conversation. People aren't ready for that conversation. I'm telling you, listen, this is a guy that was going through wars, literal wars, you know, when he was going against, Magic Johnson's Lakers. I mean, honestly, that Lakers and Celtics rivalry was crazy. But you know what? You know who really gave the business to the Celtics, and the Celtics did get us, was the 86 finals was the Houston Rockets versus the Boston Celtics, 86, and we lost that one. That was the year when we had the Twin Towers. We had it was Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson, and I'll tell you, and that's also when we had Mitchell Wiggins, which is Andrew Wiggins' dad, on that squad. And I'll tell you, man, Gonzo, I don't know if you've ever seen the 86 finals between the Rockets and Celtics, but Bro, that was a damn good series. Like it was good. It was a really good series.
I've seen some of it on just some old video footage and stuff because I was only 6 years old.
Seriously.
I was only 6 years old then. I'm sure.
Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you.
I'm sure I probably
Ralph
watched
Sampson.
it, but I don't. You know what I mean? But I've seen some of the like on
Yeah.
NBA. I've seen some of the old footage and stuff. And
Ralph Sampson had a really big time career ahead of him.
Yep.
If it had not, and again, like most big men, injuries took out Ralph. I think it was a year after the '86 series that Ralph started getting injury prone, and that's when the Rockets traded him because he, once those knees and stuff go on a 7-footer, it's just you're done. You're just done. But man, Ralph Sampson was really freaking good.
Go watch Sweet 16 on YouTube.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go watch that. You'll like it. It's got some good stuff on it. But no, I just feel like Bird was always just incredibly underrated, man. For what he could do was just stupid.
Bird was a white boy that could play the game.
Hey, listen, man. I'm telling you. Hey,
that's funny because I told Dad. I told Dad this earlier. I said, where would people rank Larry Bird at if he was black and not white? He would get more. He would get more respect put on his name. I believe. And
I believe that as well.
You don't see white guys that can play like Bird. You know what I mean? So
there's a lot of really great. And I don't want to turn this into that type of show, but there are a lot of white players that are really, underlooked at, or however you want to say it. I mean, Stockton was the number one. Another one, John Stockton at the point guard position. He's, there are better point guard. Magic Johnson clearly was better, but I think John Stockton really gets overlooked a lot for what he contributed to that Utah Jazz team. That guy was him, but that connection between him and Karl Malone was just stupid. It was just stupid.
Dustin says goal. Team USA ties up Mexico 1-1 with 9 minutes to go out here in Glendale, Arizona. So he must be.
Dustin, you're out in Arizona. What the hell are you doing in Arizona? I thought you should have left that. Don't you have a home base somewhere?
He's watching. It sounds like he's at soccer.
I'm teasing him. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's got to be soccer.
Yeah, he's a soccer guy.
I remember back in the day, and Dustin, he's not privy to this, but about, I would say around 1998, 1999, and I think Mexico still probably does this. They send their national team over to University of Houston, and the U of H soccer team plays Mexico's national team all the time before the actual season starts. And so they get a lot of pre-warm-ups. And it is that Mexico team is a lot of fun to watch. Again, I'm not good at soccer. That's just too much leg coordination. And I've never been good with my feet, but I'm damn good with my hands. At least that's what she said. But I'm good with my hands. So that's why I was better at sports that involve my hands. If I got to kick a ball, that game's over with. I'm done. I'm in the sauce.
Says I'm in the sauce.
I'm definitely in the sauce. Gonzo, I don't know if you were really good at playing soccer. I tried it a couple of times, and I just realized Jay was really, really bad.
To be honest with you, I never really tried it. It was just nothing that wasn't something ever got it. You know what I mean? Just didn't get into. I played baseball, wrestling. I'd play basketball like with my friends and stuff. You know what I mean? I didn't play in high school or nothing like that because I wrestled, but soccer was just never something I ever got into. I was always baseball, football, basketball, wrestling stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just around here. You're seeing soccer. Soccer's gotten a lot bigger around here. I will say that you're seeing a lot more soccer stuff around.
I don't understand. Can you, Gonzo? I'm gonna need your help. What is Glenn talking about? He said, "I see more things named Glenn than you can shake a stick at." Laughing my ass off. Glenn, I'm right there with you. Did you know there are two cities in the United States named McMinnville? One of them is in Oregon, believe it or not, and the other one is in Tennessee. And I don't know. I guess the McMinn tribe, we get around here and there, but I just want to know where my land is in McMinnville, Tennessee, or Oregon, because I figure I should have something out there somewhere.
I've seen Dustin says Indianapolis is hoping to land the 30th MLS franchise.
Wow. Do you think that happens?
It could. I mean, they already got a pretty popular soccer team in the Indy 11.
Gonzo, are you a soccer aficionado?
No, sir.
And I gotta be honest, Gonzo, I don't know what like your perspective on soccer is. My perspective on soccer is the same as my perspective on hockey. I have a hard time with my ADHD watching dudes go back and forth and maybe every once in a blue moon getting a score. I just have I get bored with that. And I can see, I think if I went to an actual hockey game and sat by the glass and I watched those dudes get pounded into maybe then I think that would excite me. But to watch on TV, I don't know.
See, like I've been to a hockey game, and dude, I love going to hockey games. To watch it on TV, it's hard for me to get into on TV.
Yeah,
I think soccer would probably be the same way. I think if I went and watched like some live soccer, I think I'd probably get into it and enjoy it. But
no, you won't. Trust me. Take it from experience. I did that. I went. Look, my ex-wife played soccer for University of Houston back in the day, and I used to go to watch their little soccer matches. And it sucked even watching it. And then they asked me to come out there and play with them, Gonzo. And I would go out there in their little scrimmages and play. And I realized I really, 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 really sucked at it. And I went back to the sidelines. I grabbed me a bottle of Jack Daniels and I said, "Call me when it's over."
Yeah, like I said, I've never been to a live soccer game. We have a team in Indianapolis, which is only about 45 minutes to an hour away. I haven't made it down there yet. Now, my buddy that was one of the guys that was part of the show when I first started, and he passed away a few months ago. He was he was a big soccer guy. I mean, and he would come on my sports betting show and he'd give out soccer picks. He had all kinds of soccer jerseys. I mean, that was his sport. He was Mexican as well. Gonzo'S. But his was spelled with a Z at the end instead of an S.
So if you got a Z, you're good at soccer. If you got an S, you're just out of luck. Hey, real quick. Hey, let me ask you this. Because I want to go talk about what Dustin is saying. Look, let me tell you something, Dustin. Number one, I played the game of soccer, and when I say I played it, I want to use that term loosely. I tried to play it, so I understand exactly how hard soccer is. Soccer is a very hard sport. Don't get me wrong. But I got to tell you, I think hockey is harder than soccer. And I say that because of how physical it is, number one. Number two, I tried ice skating and I could barely stand up. And number three, it's hard. It's just freaking hard, like soccer. So, I mean, number one, if I can't even stand up to play a sport, that just tells you right there how much harder hockey is than soccer. Because at least in soccer, I could run up and down the field. I couldn't skate from one end to that other without face planting every 10 seconds. I'm just saying, it is what it is.
Yeah. Man. Hockey's hard. I think soccer's pretty hard too. Like I said, I've kicked the ball around with buddies, but I've never really, went out and played. Now I have some family members that were pretty good at it, played in high school and everything. But I just don't know. It just wasn't something it wasn't one of the sports I got into. Baseball, wrestling.
Primarily, Gonzo, I don't know how it was, but I think primarily, I think it's just because if it's not in my high school, if you didn't grow up on it, it makes it harder to relate.
We had soccer. We had soccer in high school.
No, I guess I was talking about hockey.
We didn't have hockey. Yeah, we didn't have no hockey. Now, I think there's some school. I do think there's some schools in northern Indiana that have hockey teams. But
right,
like we never around here. There were no high school. no high school hockey teams. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Hey, the only worst sport than those two was swimming. Did I ever tell you? Jay McLovin tried out for the swim team in high school once, just because I wanted to do it to keep me in shape. No, when I played football in the off season, I would do swimming just to, just for cardio, stuff like that. And I tried out for the swim team, and I swam the length of the pool one time, and I got to the edge, and I realized I wanted to die. And the swimming coach said, "Oh, you got about 15 more laps to go." And that was only half a lap. And I'm like, wait, so what I just did was only considered half a lap? Oh, fuck this. Hey, Jay McLovin's done. I'm going to go try track.
I think, dude, I think one of the hardest. I've done track in middle school, but I think one of the hardest sports that I've ever tried is golf. Golf is freaking hard.
Yeah. Well, you know what the shitty thing about golf is? Golf gives the illusion, if you've never played the sport, it gives the illusion that, it's a little white ball, and I get a club. Oh, I can knock the shit out of that. Oh, we got this. And then you go hit the son of a bitch, and only was, and I found out that instead of the ball going in the air, two things happened. Either A, it was just a line drive on the ground, or it went left, or it went right. And in one case, it actually went back because I hit a tree.
And then what happens is you start trying to, when you get ready to tee off, you try to kind of figure in how much it's going to curve. So you start aiming way to the left, and then and then that's when you'll hit one straight as a fucking arrow.
hey, real quick. My dad took me golfing one time, and I think I was probably about 13 years old. I was either 13 or 14, and he takes me out there, and we're sharing some. He has his clubs and another set of clubs, and so we go out there. He gives me a set of balls. He gets his set of balls, and about the 12th hole in, I said, "Dad, I'm out of golf balls." He's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "I done lost all these sons of bitches." He goes, "Well, okay. Let me give you. I'll give you a couple more. How the club's looking?" I don't know. I got 4. 4? I gave you 12. I know. I think I left a few of them on the holes. My dad said, you're worthless. I should have buried you instead of planted you. Go out there and find those damn clubs. I'll wait at the end of because he finished it out, and I had to go find all those damn golf clubs. I found 2 of them.
I left one of my wedge. I left my pitching wedge sitting on laying on the ground. Went to go because I laid it down. Went and putted. Forgot to pick it up. We got on the next hole. And I was looking for it. So we had to go back and get it. I've done that before. Oh, I enjoy going, especially get a group of friends together, go out there, drink some beer, have a good time. But I'm not no good at it.
Now, bowling. I sucked at that too. I had great ball speed. The problem is I couldn't get the ball, you know how they have that little curve? I couldn't get to curve into the pocket like I wanted to. So 9 times out of 10, I would just hit the damn thing head on, and I would either get that stupid split that nobody in their freaking mother could ever pick up, or I would get the one pin that was all the way to the end on the edge, and like, who the hell's going to get that shit?
Yeah, I was okay at bowling, but I wouldn't. I'm not great. I enjoy it. I used to. I can't do it now. I try to pick up a bowling ball, probably fall flat on my face. But it used to. It was actually I bowled in the league for a couple of years before I started having my health issues with my uncles and my cousin.
Yeah, no, Billy. What I'm saying is, guys, this is where they get you. I when I was at junior college, before I went in the military, I had to take an elective. So the elective I chose to take was bowling. And I realized real super quick that Jay was lucky if he would get a 60 in this course. Because I was horrible. Yes, Billy, bumper bowling ball is amazing. but I did. I graduated the course. I did pass Gonzo. I passed the course, but I passed it with a 78, a 70, which was a C. So they counted it. It was okay for the GPA. But I realized that bowling was never going to be in my career path. Just like swimming, golf, soccer, hockey, any of that crap was never going to be in my career path. But I got mad respect for the ones that can play it. Mad kudos. Seriously, mad kudos.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say this, Gonzo, the one golf story I have is when I lived in Wisconsin, I was 20 minutes from Whistling Straits. And every time they had the U.S. Open at Whistling Straits, Tiger Woods would rent out the house 3 doors down to the left of me, and his golf caddies and his little entourage would rent out my house and the house next to it. Now, I have never met Tiger Woods in my life. And I lived in Houston when I was renting that house out. It was this little rental house I had off the lake. But I will tell you, man, my friends were telling me all the time. They said, yeah, Tiger, you can see Tiger going up, down. So I can honestly say I owned a house that Tiger Woods walked in front of, and his golf caddy rented out. I was renting out for like $1,200 a month. It was fun. It was a good time. Good time. That's my only claim to fame. I don't have many claims to fame. I literally probably rented it out to Tiger Woods, guy that buys his toilet paper, most likely. So I don't know. Take that for what you will.
I can't get you on that one. I went to high school with a Super Bowl champion.
That's what's up. Did you ever remember a pitcher named Brandon Bohannon? He pitched for the Rockies. Do you remember that? You know, he went to my high school. He graduated 1 year ahead of me.
Speaking of that, you remember Richie Lewis?
No.
He pitched for the Marlins. He also
yes, I do. Yes, I do.
He's from here in Muncie, Indiana, where I'm at, and he played a high school ball at the same high school I went to.
Well, I'll tell you what, that Bohannon kid, he had 102 mile an hour fastball in high school. That's why the Rangers are the ones that signed him originally. They signed him right out of high school. They gave him I think it was like a $175,000 bonus. You know, back in those days, that was a lot of money. I'm talking about the early 90s. And he went to play he played their minor league system. I think he played for them a little bit, and then he went on to the Mets and the Rockies. And he wound up having to have surgery on his arm, and then, of course, you know, he wound up going out of the league. But he played for a little bit. Man, I'm telling you, man, that kid had just a wicked fastball. Stupid.
Damien said the only sport Jay would be good at is a hot dog eating contest.
Pays $5 million if you win that fucker.
I was gonna say you can make some money. You can make some money.
You know what it takes to win that? I researched that one time because back when I lived in Wisconsin, I just lived down the street from Johnsonville, which Johnsonville Brats, you know, the company that makes that stuff. And ESPN was actually holding the hot dog eating contest there at Johnsonville Brats, which was about maybe 10 blocks from my house.
I like
and I told my wife when it came up.
I like their jalapeno and cheddar brats.
Oh, bro, that jalapeno and cheddar is stupid. I told my wife, I said, you know what? I should really try to get in the contest. Maybe I can do it. She's like, no, do you
get some jalapeno and cheddar brats, throw them on the grill? Mm.
So I Googled all the guys that ever won that damn contest. And every one of them, their training method was to drink a gallon of water and a loaf of bread every day. That's how they stretched out their stomach. And I was like, I tried it for like a week. Do you know how hard it is to drink a gallon of water and a loaf of bread every day? It's damn hard. And I said, even that sport, nah. I can naturally eat a lot of food, but nah.
But yeah, it'd be hard. People don't understand it.
Joey Chestnut, thank you. Yep.
Eating hot dogs would be one thing, but eating all that bread, that's what all I thought was killing me is the bread. Yeah.
And all of it, and all it really is designed to do is stretch your stomach. That's all it is you put the water in your stomach, you put the bread in your stomach to make your stomach grow larger. So that way, when you by the time you get to the damn contest, you got enough room in that stomach that you can absorb all that shit. I'm sorry. Look, no. Because you know what that leads to?
They probably feel like shit the next day, dude. After,
bro, could you imagine how much you're pooping? Bro, you're pooping for days. I will tell you this, Gonzo, no lie. When the military makes you take a pee test, you go in there, I mean, you're drinking gallons of water. And then by the time that damn pee test is over with, you're peeing every 5 minutes for the next day. No, I'm good. Listen, and also, you got to think, if you're stretching your stomach to those kinds of proportions, what are the health effects of that? There's got to be some health effects that come from that. That can't be healthy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that cannot be healthy.
No, it's not.
And there was actually, and Billy, I don't know who the guy's name was. I know it was a Japanese guy, but there was a Japanese guy that was before Joey Chestnut that actually had that award. And I cannot remember his name for the life of me. Yes, Brian Bohannon. I'm sorry. Brandon Bohannon was his brother. I've done that for years. Or no, yeah, I've done that for Brad. Excuse me. Brian Bohannon had two brothers. One was Brad, and one was Brian. Or no, I mean one was Brad, and one was Brandon. Excuse me, Brad and Brandon. There was three brothers, and we all went to high school. Brian was he was a year ahead of me. And then his other two brothers were twins, and they graduated with me. So, yeah, I get their first names. I always get that. I still to this day get those names mixed up. Tommy Maddox, who played for the Steelers, went to my high school. That's pretty impressive. Kobayashi. Thank you, Kobayashi. Yes, Kobayashi. That's why we had these shows, Gonzo. I learned so much. I learned more from them than they do from me.
Billy says he has a friend in Connecticut. He competes in competitive eating contests. He's won everything from money, big screen TV, to a smart car.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, listen, and that's the thing, right? If you get on that ESPN, if you make it on that circuit, on that eating circuit, you're getting all those endorsements.
Yep.
And it really is the endorsement money that's where your money. I think Kobayashi made like $5 million. When he won off those endorsements. I'm sure Joey Chestnut has probably surpassed that. It's stupid. Man, yes. Dallas Stars about to win this game 7-3, baby.
Nuggets are up 7 with 4 minutes left. I need them to win by 9. Let's go. But
wow, what a time. What a time to be alive.
Dustin says he has an ice cream eating contest on Saturday.
That's not really. That's not comparable to hot dog eating, though. You eat ice cream, it dissolves, it liquefies. You could put a ton of ice cream down your stomach. Them hot dog wieners, that stuff takes up room. Let me tell you. Now, you want to talk about impressive? Let's see who can have a beer drinking contest. I'll put hair on your chest. I did one of those one time in Australia. I got outbeat by a woman. Don't laugh. That girl, hey, listen, that girl could drink. Seriously, I don't know where she put it, but that girl could drink. What a time to be alive, man. And she suckered me into it. Oh, I've never done this before. Yeah, whatever.
Well, let's get the final thoughts, Jay. What you got before we get out of here?
Don't go to Australia and think you can outdrink a woman. No, final thoughts are incredible win by Dallas tonight, 7-3. I think today we saw a lot of crazy ups and downs. So don't think that the initial thoughts was, some of these games or some of these series were going to be cut and dry. Clearly, they're not cut and dry. I think the Lakers have shown that it's not cut and dry. I think Denver, is showing that it's not cut and dry because they're struggling a little bit. But still, I think we're at the end of the day, I think we're in for some really good hockey. I think we're in for some good basketball. And judging by how this baseball season has started, buckle up. It's going to be a hell of a crazy season. It's going to be a crazy, crazy season. And last but certainly not least, I just want to say one last thing. Unscripted, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Gonzo will be there. You stood me up last time, you son of a bitch. Gonzo will be there.
I was hurting.
Hey, I don't care. You because your fingers type. Could you say, yo, Jay, I'm not gonna be able to make it.
I fell asleep.
Got it. $1 for every time a woman said that when we were having sex.
But Glenn said them Outback ladies be built different.
No, but seriously, hey, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Check out Unscripted, and also check us out on Twitter. I don't think it's Twister. Check us out on Twitter. I know, right? Hey, listen. Calm down. Check us out on Twitter at Unscripted Guys, all one word, man.
Billy said his friend was in a league, but then he got out because they were trying to tell him what contest he could enter or not. Look him up on YouTube, Joe Manchetti.
We'll do that.
My final thoughts are: you got 3 minutes left in this game. Denver's up 113 to 106. Then you got some more NBA playoffs tomorrow. Join us tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. We have the afternoon blitz, and then 3 o'clock, Easy Money, a sports betting show. I've been hot this week, so. This week, I think the last 2 days I've been 5-2, 6-2. I have a chance to go 7-1 tonight. My picks are 210 and 179 on the year. So I've been doing pretty good. So come join us for that. And then working on some more wrestling interviews. I think I got a big one set up for early next week, but I can't announce it yet because it's not 100%. But if it gets announced, it's going to be pretty awesome. But we appreciate everybody joining us. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Like and follow on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. That's where I post everything about all of our shows. We appreciate everybody watching tonight. We'll be back on Friday night at 11 for another episode of G.S.R. Gonzo'S Sports Room. Hope everybody enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next time.